would watch the waves, the tides, the weather, and everything else along the way. And when it was safe, because as you said, she rocks and rolls, low tide was the safest time to get off and back on. And if the tide was coming, you didn't dilly-dally, but the wife always was the one that generally would run the cable all the way down the end of the tramway, okay, so that when you're coming in, loaded or whatever else not, with supplies, that the hook could be hooked, because she was always up at the winch to turn on, to grab it, to pull the boat in, because the boat was our lifeline. And along the way, so many different times, it doesn't matter, particularly in the wintertime, it was always more challenging, okay, when you had the little slush and the little ice and everything else. And we look at everybody today, they go for their little polar dips, okay, and they think it's so great. Well, this was an everyday occurrence, okay, and how many times we would have to fight if we did get slightly washed off the ramp, the tramway, how we would have to fight to get the boat on, or if the seas were that heavy and dangerous, how we would, and it happened to me several times, that you almost had to literally pull your boat up off onto the rocks and then try to rework it to bring it back into the boathouse by jig and block or any way else, because that was our true main life support. The North Shore was only convenient maybe in the summertime. You wouldn't dare turn on and put it out there any other time because it was too heavy to move around, and if you had to get off, you couldn't.
I had one of those road waves, and I had just picked up my supply that I had ordered from at Fletcher's Neck, and I had paint and paintbrushes and batteries, you know, and just my whole supplies. And I was coming up on the slip, and a wave came on the stern, flipped me upside down, and all the supplies were down. So I had to wait for low tide to get my paint and everything else that I could salvage.